probably be familiar with this one. If you're doing virtual and you're doing continuing care for previous patients for some of the surcharges, you have to attach an electronic note to your bill. You do that in that little electronic box. Correspondence box opens up just under the sparkling cursor over there. If you have more than one bill on this billing form, that electronic note only ever got attached to one of them, which creates a big problem because that note has to be on every single bill, so you have to manually fix that before. That's now fixed. That electronic note will be attached to every single bill that's on this billing form. And that has changed my life. I believe urgently in our office, and that has really changed my life. The MRO is going to love that thing. The correct dates in the invoice list. Some of the dates were wrong in some of the card columns. They pulled the wrong dates from the billing tables, and that is now fixed. I can't really give you an example, but the date in the appointment date thing is now correct. And it wasn't always correct before. It was most of the time, it wasn't always. Now we get to do this. The new billing rules. So there's been a big change in how the billing rules are put into OSCA. This is how OSCA advises us about our billing rate. And it used to be kind of hard-coded in, and was done at the time of the original BC billing development. There was a problem with that. The rules changed. So we need to come up with a way, also need to come up with a way that those rules were easier to write and edit. This is just an example, and people in this room don't need to learn to write this. The important thing is that the informed users can write this. So like with the e-forms you're going to see demonstrated today, that the sort of slightly tech-savvy doctors can write these things. They write lots of billing templates and or billing queries and search things for this and new e-forms. Those folks can write these. So now we have a mechanism in BC where we have a group of us that will write really advanced billing rules for OSCA. And so using the power of the community doing that, we have the potential to have the best advisory billing of any of the billing systems that are existing. And this really just takes you gently through how this XML works here. Basically, there's a number of tags in the query, and there's a guideline, and then there's conditions, and there's a consequence. So I'll just take you through an example of one. This first query is the one that says, hey, if you haven't billed chronic disease management for diabetes or hypertension in the last year, you can bill it. But hey, by the way, bill diabetes is worth more. So to have that come up in your billing stream when you come to bill a patient is fantastic. It's great for revenue. So just to really briefly, without getting into the detail, we're coming to start the guideline conditions. The first condition is do they have this ICD-9 okay? So if it has that one, this is the diagnostic registry, then we're going to mark that true. And then the next condition is do they have the diabetes ICD-9 code 250 in the diagnostic registry. So if those two things are met, and the third condition is have you billed any of those chronic disease management codes within the last year, or have they not been billed to MSP in the last 365 days? That's what these blue lines mean. But you see, they're not that hard to read or understand, right? So folks can do this. If those things are all met, then this consequence happens, and the consequence is that this warning comes up. Service code 14050 can be billed, either 14050 or 14052 can be billed, but 14050 is worth more, and then only one can be billed. So you get that billing stream, you can bill hypertension or diabetes, because it checks it's got billed in the last year. Yes, you can do it, but by the way, this one is worth more to you. Now, we can have users writing those rules, and we can put those rules in, and they just get dropped into your OSCA. We have the best billing program there is, I understand at that point. So that's very exciting. They're not all written yet, by the way. In some places, you might be asking for the billing gurus out there to help fill us in the rules, and we'll start writing them. And that was almost the most exciting thing for me, but there is something else that is much more exciting. Now when patients come in to the office and they see your staff, and you know you get your billing rejected because their revenue is not really valued because they gave you a number or whatever. You now have this little button up here that says check eligibility. And the first time we did this in the day, someone was a bit slow, I mentioned it before the presentation. Oh no, there it is. So that went to the telegram and came back in the time that I did that. And it doesn't, this guy's MSP is valid. If it's not valid, you will see a red line in here where it says data service, eligible data service, it will say no, and that line goes red. Is that nice?
Yeah. When is this happening? When is this happening?
It's happening. This is running on my life management system. So yeah, so this is the next release date is
June of 2010.
June 2016, no, June 2010. This release has. But this is a live system. This is my system in Vancouver that I'm using. This works with. This has been tested on live systems in real time. So.
Excuse me. Does it cover does it check out of province as well, or just?
No. And because checking out of province is a big problem. I think Ontario won't even check that on the phone with you there. That's what I heard.
No,
So,
we're way behind you guys in BC as far as that goes.
Yeah.
With our government, not with Oscar. It's the government.
almost other complex issues. Now, interestingly, that idea has been kicked around where we do kind of the social networking thing. Because David is Oscar, the Bobby Check Ontario. So how do I Oscar talk to David Oscar? So, but that's down the line, there are privacy issues essentially with it, right? But no, so it won't check out our promises. So that's it. Those are the MSP updates. I think they're pretty good. We use them in real time. They don't seem to be buggy. They like me very much. Now the WCB, who thinks WCB is easy?
I do. We don't do it.
Who likes WCB better? No, I would say no, you don't want to look at my hand, I like it now. And I like it now because it was so painful, and now it is so much less painful. I'm not saying it's not painful at all, but there's a few things that I'm going to show you. I'll just put these things up because these are the features that we have. So firstly, you can fill in a WCB form from anywhere now, from the e-chart or from the billing screen. The form can be done in stages, so your MOA can start it with the address or with other information in there. Save it, and it comes to you and you can finish it off. Any form that's already saved, you can just edit it and save it as a new form. So once a form's done for a particular claim, you can open that form and resave it as today's claim without having to change all the fields. One of my biggest bugbears was that the search fields, if you enter it into search, you have to click search, that's fixed. And now the WCB claim number, if you've got a claim number, you can look up a previous one that will populate for. So I'm going to take you through some of this stuff. Or in the direction screen, you can now see all the explanation codes, and you couldn't always see all those explanation codes in WCB, you can now. And that makes dealing with the corrections and rejections much easier. Unfortunately, it doesn't simplify the process of calling WCB. Okay, so let me see what we can do here. We'll open up this patient passenger. Sorry, I don't know how much industrial level in okay, so this is somebody's e-chart. Most of you are familiar with it. Bits of information down the left-hand side, the middle bit there, which some people call the toilet roll of notes, and I think I've said before, I prefer to say you scroll. So here we are, and up on the left side here are these patients' forms, right? So say Jill has been in, and I go through with this problem before with WCB. So I click on the WCB form that I see in the form list, and I open it up. So I can now use this form, which is started